Ryan, many congratulations. Another straight sets win. Did that go exactly how you envisioned it?
Yeah, so if you said to me before I went to sleep last night how you wanted the game to go, that was probably it. You know, he missed, you know, a lot of doubles to make sets closer than they actually happened in the end. And yeah, I just felt I was pretty ruthless when it came to the finishing, and yeah, just happy to get the win.
A 102.2 on average is your highest yet on this stage. You're also yet to drop a set. Your confidence must be at such a good point right now.
Yeah, like I said earlier, when you say average 102 there, if you said I averaged 92, I'd have believed you. It just didn't feel like I was playing that well, but obviously, you know, when you say that's good, and I just feel like I've got a lot more gears to go yet.
Last year at the Switch Stars Trophy, you lost to Martin Schindler in the final. Was that the revenge you were seeking for?
Not. Well, sort of yes and no. Obviously, you miss a load of doubles there, like I did in the final against him, and sort of let him win. But, you know, I've said in a couple of interviews, I'd like to play him in another European Tour final and get proper revenge there. So hopefully down the line we can do that.
And you've got James Hurrell in the next round. How much do you want to, firstly, make your first quarter final here, but also, how much do you fancy your chances in that match?
Yeah, you say that, but if you look at the way James Harrell played last night, he played fantastic. I was keeping my eye on it a little bit. I saw he won the first set, and then he was 2-1 down, and I sort of switched off and came back, and he was 3-2 up, and I thought, oh, here we go. But, you know, if you can average 98 over 7 sets, and, you know, that's a really high standard, and you need to play well to be able to beat that. And if it wasn't for the 1-2-1 and the 1-6-1, I think you'd have won that game pretty comfortably. So, yeah, I know I'm going to have to play well to win the next game, and yeah, so I think it's probably for both of us, the biggest game of our careers so far.
Well played, Ryan.
Cheers, thank you.
Ryan, congratulations. Previous 3 years, this has been the nemesis round for you, and I know you made quite a lot of it when we spoke to you last time. Did you do anything different in the build-up to this one compared to the previous 3?
No, I don't think so. I've lost some horrendous games in this sort of round before where I lost to Joe Cullen, I missed like 40 darts at a double, and, you know, stuff like that, and that hurts. And I was 3-0 up against the Sousa and lost 4-3, and, you know, I sort of learned from those mistakes and where I went wrong, and, you know, tried to put that right today. And, you know, like I say, Martin sort of gave that to me, really. He didn't put me under any sort of pressure. But I feel like if he did, I would be able to respond. That's just sort of confidence I have at the minute, and, you know, using the new darts, and they're going really well. What's
changed for you in terms of that confidence? Because we always know there is a great game within Ryan Searle, but you say yourself that you don't take it as seriously as what you should sometimes. But right now, this looks like a different version of you. What's changed?
I think obviously playing for £1 million sort of helps. You know, if you can't focus yourself and get yourself prepared for this, then, you know, I don't think you should be playing the game, you know. So I kind of joked to my grandparents about, you know, they'd say to me about tournaments, and I'm just saying to them, like, I'm just focusing on the Worlds at the end of the year. You know, it's $1 million that can change your life and, you know, make a massive difference to your rankings. And it's nice that that's going well at the minute, and I feel like I've got more gears to go.
Do you think you're heading in the right direction again? Because you were knocking on the doors of top 16, top 10 and so on. Do you feel that this is the right path again for you, that and this time you're more equipped to go and do it?
Yeah, I just feel like, because there's probably 2 people on the tour that care less than me, and one of them's Ryan Joyce and the other one's Gary Anderson. I don't think there's probably anyone else that cares less than I do. And it's just about focusing and getting your head right, and like I say, if you can't get your head right for £1 million at the end of the day, then you shouldn't be playing the game. And I've been, like I said, I've switched to the new darts in the last, I think I played at Minehead with them for the first time, and I played so well against Jermaine at the start of the game, and I just sort of fell off a cliff. I don't actually know what happened. I was absolutely flying. I don't know what I was averaging after the first sort of 5 legs, but just fell off a cliff, and I don't really know what happened there. But it's more about focus than anything else, and that's something I've always struggled with, is my focus, and something that I'm trying to work on, even in just my practice sessions. You know, I was in the hotel on my own practicing last night, and just trying to stay focused in the sessions instead of just throwing and not caring, and you know, it seems to be working. Cheers.
Ryan, well done there. As you were sort of ticking off the sets and the legs, were you feeling that Martin was getting a bit frustrated, and is it difficult in that position because you've been there before?
Yeah, like I say, I've been in that position before, where there's, not a lot coming back at me, and I've kind of let people back in and give them confidence. So I was determined not to let that happen again.
But did you sense that on the stage from Martin? Did you sense frustration from him?
No, not really. I was so focused that I wasn't really bothered about what he was doing or his body language. I was taking a tiny bit of notice of what he was scoring now and again, but at the end of the day, I was just trying to focus on my own game because I know that if I play my game, then I'll win, basically.
And James Hurle next. I imagine ahead of yesterday, you would have been expecting, if you were to beat Martin, it would have been Stephen Bunting. How much of a shock do you think that win was for James?
I don't know if that's a shock for James, because I think he's played well the whole tournament. He's been very solid, and like I said earlier, I'm going to have to play really well to beat James, and it's the biggest game of both of our careers so far.
Brian, well done on that win. Seems to be a lot of travelling German fans here today, with Arnold Merck and Gabriel Clemens also playing today. And there was a lot of noise in the walk, and did you feel that they could become a factor in the match? I mean, you've played Martin on the Euro Tour, on the Germans.
Yeah, it was a bit odd, because at the start of the game they were cheering his name, and I thought, we're in England, not Germany, and they were cheering his name, and I don't know, it's kind of nice. You kind of try and quieten them down a bit, and I think I managed to do that, and they were cheering my name in the end, so that was all good.
Some players seem to get affected by the crowd more than other players. What do you think your temperament is when the crowd maybe does go against you?
Yeah, I think it probably depends on how well you're playing or not. I think if you're playing bad and you're missing doubles here and there, and they're cheering for your opponent, it's a hard place to be. It's like today, it's a Sunday afternoon, first game on, and it's packed in there, it's really loud, and it's difficult. And if I had sort of let him get away with winning a set there, the crowd probably would have turned on me and been cheering for him, because they love an underdog, but just had to try and keep them quiet and play my game.
I know before, when we spoke to you after your last win, a lot of the prep was Call of Duty with Luke Humphries. Has it been more of the same? And who gets the better of the other in that?
Yeah, so we had a few games in the week. I'd say I'm a little bit better than Luke at Call of Duty, but I need to catch up in the darts point of view.
Thank you, Ryan. Well played today.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations, Ryan. You mentioned a change in equipment. What specifically has changed? Has it been shape, length?
No, so it's just a completely new dart. They're the same weight, same shape, but just the grip is completely different. Obviously, this season, the first time I've ever won 2 titles in a year, and that was with the darts I was using before these. And I just felt like I need to have a little change, because I was perhaps not putting the effort in on the practice board, and just that change made me go to the practice board and put a bit more effort in, and I think that it's showing in my game now.
And I know that's the highest average you've had on that stage. Did that feel like the most complete performance?
No, like I say, if you said to me that I averaged 92 there and he averaged 87 or something, I would have believed you. It didn't feel like I was playing that well. I know I hit the 11 dart to win one of the sets, but I just feel like when I'm in the zone, I don't really take too much notice of, how well I'm playing, and I think that's the only good thing, because I feel like I've got, at least another gear to go yet.
And there's been a lot of 3rd and 4th rounds for you at this tournament. Do you feel the best equipped that you ever have done to make that breakthrough to the quarterfinals or further?
Yeah, for sure. I think this is probably now the most confident that I've ever felt with my game, and the way that I'm practicing on the practice board. Everything just seems really easy, and it's coming to the stage okay. So trying to hit a 9 dart, I really want to hit that 9 dart. I just feel like I've been so close in practice, and I'm sort of always in and around it. I'm hitting back-to-back 180s all the time, and that would sort of top off my tournament. But obviously, winning the next game is the most important thing.
Well done, Ryan.
Cheers. Thank you.
Congrats, Ryan, on the win. Martin hit only 1 of 9 doubles in the first set, and after the match he said you made him pay for every mistake he did. Was that the deciding point of the match today?
Yeah, of course. Before any match starts, you want to make your opponent pay for any little miss. Even if he misses 3 and you take out 170 and anything like that, you just want to make them pay and put them under as much pressure as possible. And I felt like I did that today. I don't know how many legs he won in the end there, but I was trying to keep him as low on confidence as possible, and keep my confidence high and sort of the rhythm flowing, and I think I managed to do that.
The match was only about 23 minutes. Luke Littler yesterday evening only needed 25. Did you expect it to be even quicker than that match?
No, time's not really a thing that I look at, but obviously Mensa isn't the fastest, so yeah, it's not something I really pay any attention to.
It was a crushing loss for Martin. How did you experience him after the match? Like, what was his reaction on stage? Did he say something to you?
No, I kind of just, as soon as I hit the winning double, we shook hands, and I just said to him, like, you didn't really turn up there, and it happens. I've been in that position before where you feel good or whatever, and you're in this point of the tournament, and you get on stage, and it doesn't happen. It happens. We're not robots, and he's a nice guy, Martin, and I wish him the best.